Poducer.
All right, fine. I'll just get. But these ones, the ZYNs were like $10. These were like $6. And I was like, okay, why?
Yeah.
They must just be trying to crack down on ZYN.
Yeah, they're just undercutting them, dude. I don't know.
I think it's just that it's like, it's like Kleenex of like,
Yeah.
You know, like it's the one that people go for.
Yeah.
When I was at Electric Forest, they had a ZYN hut.
Free ZYNs?
It wasn't free, but it was $1
for a can?
a tin.
Did they put like a limit on that?
No.
I might just pull up just for ZYNs, dude.
Dude, and I wonder if they had it this year because I remember I was like, oh no, I'll just buy like a few.
Yeah.
Right. And whatever.
Yeah.
But then I got back here and they were like, yeah, like $5, $6.
You should have got 100 of them, bro.
I should have gotten 100 because I would have had a lifetime supply.
Yeah.
But then I was like, fuck, I don't want to have 100 because
No,
I'd be like popping like 10 a day.
Yeah,
at
it'd
that
be
point.
quad
I was like, well, I got
stacking
them. Yeah, quad stack.
You'd be quad chopping ZYNs, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Upper decky and lower decky. Dude.
Where mom hides the Jiffy, bud.
Basically everywhere you can put one. Just like,
oh, yeah. Every
just
corner.
between your fingers and stuff.
You might as well.
I think it'll get in.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
nicotine is skin soluble.
No, yeah. Like I might just start like every crevice of my body, like backs and the knees, armpits, just try to just nicotine max. We can work that out.
we can make it work.
Yeah,
we can figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Science.
We'll get there. Science indeed, dude.
Okay, dude. Well, I'll do a little intro.
Sure.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I got to ask you this.
Yes.
I do not know how to pronounce your name.
Detra.
Detra.
Correct.
Okay.
Nobody does.
I didn't know what the or it's not an accent mark.
Dude, I don't even know what it is, to be honest. I don't speak French. I'm not French.
Uh-huh.
It is a French word. I don't know if it's an accent or not. I probably should, right? But I mean, I know like the meaning of it and shit, but it's technically not even like a word. You know, it comes from like a phrase, raison d'etre, and then chop that off. And allegedly, I got a tattoo from a woman in Montreal who was born in Paris, and she said that it just means to be or to exist, which I think is pretty tough.
No, that's tough.
Yeah, so, yeah, Detra is how it's pronounced, but I get Dieter.
Deter.
I get Dieter a lot.
You're down south.
Deter. Yeah, that Dieter playing that dubstep.
You're Deter right now with the stash.
With the stash and the hat.
And
yeah.
the hat, yeah.
Yeah, you can just call me Dieter the whole pod.
All right, so today we got Deter.
For real, yeah.
Well, okay, I'll do like a normal intro.
Sure.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to Poducer, the podcast for producers. Today we're joined by Detra.
That's correct.
Deter.
Yeah, it's Dieter today.
It's actually Deter. But dude, thanks for coming through, man. I appreciate it.
Dude, thank you for having me. I'm stoked to be here.
Of course. So, I always ask this broad ass question. What do you do, dude?
What do I do for a living? Well,
yeah.
Most certainly not making music. I actually grow weed for a living.
Dude, I was just up at Summer's End Smokeout.
Okay.
And
I see the bag right there.
Yeah, they hooked it up.
Yeah.
I have enough weed for the rest of my life, basically.
There you go.
I mean, I'm not like a heavy smoker, so it'll last long with me. Yeah. But like, I mean, not even heavy smoker at all. Like, I'll smoke like a literal puff and be like, all right, that's probably good.
Yeah, that's perfect, dude. You don't have to take like 0.5 gram dabs and wake up and do all that. I'd
have a panic attack.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I haven't smoked in months, which is tough in the line of work that I do, but I started having panic attacks. And the last one I had was gnarly, and my wife was at home, and I was like, I just need you to hold me. You know what I mean? I was like, I can't do this shit right now.
Dude, nothing wrong with that.
No, I was playing video games, and like the way my bed's set up, basically if I lay on my side, I can like see my screen. So I put my headset down like mid-round, playing like competitive shooters and shit. And I just put my headset down and started tweaking, and I'm just watching the boys get slammed in a game because I'm AFK. I could hear them all yelling at me in the headset and shit. I was like, yeah, I should probably put the weed down for a little while. So dude, we're off the weed right now.
Okay, so I'm curious because when I came home, I smoked some of this weed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, I'm good. But I had to like go into a dark room and like lay on a bed and like manual kind of breathe. I was like, no, I'm fine. I'm not like freaking out or anything. But I'm curious because what is the persistent thought in your head that causes you to have a panic attack? Because for me, it's normally about feeling overwhelmed with all the thoughts and things I have to do.
Right.
And this time I think was just like, I was like, no, I'm good. Like I just kept thinking like, no, I'm good. But that kept being like, I don't think you are good. Like the other voice was like,
Yeah, like the self-reassurance, and then you're like, am I good? I don't know. For me personally, I think everybody's chemistry is so different that there's no like underlying answer. I think stress is probably the most common thing, or if people have shit that they are supposed to be doing and they're not doing and just getting blown out all day, that doesn't help. But for me, it's more of like a physical reaction where I have my heart rate will just get like 195.
Yeah, that happens to me too.
So I have like the Apple Watch on. My sister's a nurse.
My God. The Apple Watch will send me.
Dude, I know. So the first one I ever had, I called my sister at like 10 p.m. I was like, Lindsay, I'm having a fucking heart attack, dude. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm having a heart attack. She's like, no, you're not. What did you do? I'm like, well, I took a bong rip and yada, yada, yada. She's like, okay, so you're having a panic attack. Like, calm down. This, that, and the third. And so it started getting worse and worse and worse. And she was like, okay, well, sometimes, you're just hyperventilating and you can't focus on your breathing and your heart rate's not actually that high. She's like, you have an Apple Watch, right? Like, yeah. Check your heart rate on the Apple Watch. I sit there and, it takes like 15, 20 seconds to register. Pops up. I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, what does it read? I said 195. She's like, holy fuck, dude. She's like, all right, go walk around outside, feel, get out of your...
Like take a cold shower.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole nine. So it's it's a gnarly thing though. It's no joke. So, I mean, that's why I stopped. But yeah, the heart rate, the Apple Watch, I thought it would help me, but it definitely did not.
No, sometimes having those extra metrics, you're like, I didn't want to know that.
Yeah, you're like, I'm going to die in like 10 minutes. This is great. So,
I mean, especially if you're like a slight hypochondriac, you're like, dude, I would have been better off not knowing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a hypochondriac, like really fucking bad. My sister's worked in the medical field. Yeah.
Is it partly because you could call your sister?
100%, dude. I call her with I feel so fucking bad. It's like the whole mechanic thing, right? Like someone that works on cars, cousin calls you, haven't talked to him in a while. Like, hey man, how you doing? Oh, okay. Well, my car's, yada, yada.
Well, that makes sense.
I'm just calling her. I'm like, yeah, I have this rash on my ass. She's like, cool, dude, go get it checked out. So I'm just calling her for heinous issues, but yeah, that's definitely part of it. Absolutely.
I have a friend that became a doctor, and I feel like I'll just tell him, I'm like, dude, my nut, I don't know what happened. It hurts. And he's like, your nut hurts. That's not good.
Yeah.
Like, but also he actually doesn't say that's not good. He's just kind of like, meh, this is like every response.
Yeah.
It's like, you're probably fine.
Yep.
Like, they're so jaded from seeing so much shit.
Oh yeah, they don't give a fuck
that
about
they're
the
just
little
like
shit.
Yeah. And then he's just like, well, like you could go, to like a urologist or something, like maybe just to like get the peace of mind. That's the thing is for people that are hypochondriacs, it's like it's almost just about going to get it checked out, and then someone tells you you're fine, and then you're like, I guess I'm fine. And then it just kind of goes away.
Yep.
And you're like, oh.
Yeah. You're like, I'm not dying for like 3 weeks, and then something happens. Maybe not 3 weeks. I'm not like that intense with it, but it's definitely the reassurance of somebody.
It's my hobby to be freaked out by medical issues.
These co-pays are great.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say next is like, it becomes a scary issue because you're like, am I going to go to the emergency room right now and just like, depending on what my insurance is, just get smacked with like $1,000 fee just for showing up. And then you have to be at the emergency room, which sucks.
Yeah.
And like potentially have to wait a long time depending on your hospital. Like I'm sure, you're from Detroit. It's like, I'm sure those hospitals get a lot of action, just like the Chicago hospitals. It's like, well, you could go there, but then it's like, and then I'm on Reddit, dude. I'm right there with you. Dude, I'm glad. I don't think it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, you have to start weighing money versus like your livelihood, like your well-being, alive. Yeah,
it's a cool choice we get to make.
It's real fun.
It's super tight.
Not saying that necessarily like the other forms of healthcare are better 100%, but like we're starting out with some hot takes. I like it.
I like it too, man. That's what we're here for. That's why the dang hat's on. We're going hot takes today, dude.
But you're in the process of growing the weed, and
so I am an irrigation manager, which would be a fancy word for a water boy. I create, like, growing weed now is so different from when I started. I started like in my early 20s and working on trim teams and muling packs around, driving bows around and shit. And then
you're using words that I'm not familiar with, but I like it.
Yeah, I'm really trying to put on for the pack boys.
For the boys are like, this guy.
Like, this guy's fucking sick, dude.
This guy knows.
This guy smokes hella weed. I don't. No, but yeah, I mean, I've basically done it all in terms of all the stuff, but now it's very corporate, and I just walk around with an iPad all day, which is better than leaning over tables for 8 hours hand water and shit. So very much so, just do everything on the phone and test water, yada da da da. But
so are the irrigation systems are all like you can manage them on the iPad?
Yes. Yeah, and on the phone, which is huge for me because luckily, if my bosses watch this, shout out the boys that let me play shows and shit. The peace of mind of just being able to do it remotely wherever you're at is super nice, coming from back in the day where it's like, okay, well, you can't go on vacation unless one of the boys are at the house and that sort of shit.
What level operation are we talking about? Like
size?
Yeah, because like I know in Michigan, Michigan's got the best weed in the country at this point.
That's a fact. California might have something to say about that, but Michigan throws down pretty fucking hard.
Yeah, we're holding it down for the Midwest.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But like, I know that, there's obviously like very large scale growing operations.
Yeah.
But then there's also a level of, you can have a few plants just in your backyard.
Right. Yeah. So at work, it's, oh man, I think 14 flower rooms with like anywhere from 640 to 780 plants a piece.
Per room?
Correct.
Woo! Okay, so
that's a lot of weed.
That seems like
it's pretty
large scale.
It's big, yeah.
So I was just at Summer's End Smokeout. Shout out Summer's End Smokeout.
For real?
And there was a lot of weed companies there.
Yeah.
I'm curious if I know the one that you work for. Are you allowed to say it? You can also tell me that you...
I cannot.
Okay.
I cannot.
Okay, never mind, guys.
I mean, I can, but I don't want to.
Let's not. Throw out yeah. No, I thought that might be sensitive information.
Here's my address.
Yeah. No. So okay,
we'll talk about it.
It's very interesting. The weed game, so to speak, because in Chicago, it's like all, I'm pretty sure, imported into Chicago. Like I don't think you can really. There's some weird laws, and our weed prices are so expensive. Anyone that I
That's
know
what I've heard. Yeah.
that smokes weed is getting it from Michigan.
For sure. Yeah, my buddy who I'm staying with, I didn't see his message. Yeah, I took the train here, so I could have brought some weed, but he was like, yeah, can you bring me some weed? It's so fucking expensive out here. I feel bad because I didn't see the message, but I've heard it's pretty brutal. I've heard it's rough. I mean, I haven't bought weed in forever, but I'm assuming an 8er here of like good weed's probably 50, some crazy shit like that.
Yeah.
No.
It might even be like more with taxes and stuff. It's really crazy.
Shout out Texas.
It makes no sense. Like if you're in Chicago, you're still buying from your local drug dealer.
For sure.
Like there's, I went to there's so many dispensaries too. Like just in my area, There's one right down the street. There's another one down the street. There's another one. They just keep popping up. And I'm like, who's even buying this weed?
I have no idea.
Unless you're like not an avid weed smoker and want to just pay an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's changed so much. Like, it's really, I mean, I'm assuming we're around the same age. I'm 33.
I'm 31.
31. Okay. So like we grew up where, you know, you're going to some dude's house, you're waiting outside, and everything was obviously not legal whatsoever.
Right.
To now, like this new generation of kids that smoke weed every day, just, you know, I mean, you got to be 21 to go into a dispo, I believe, unless you have a med card, but, you know, just basically going to the grocery store. Like, it's so fucking weird. But,
yeah. It'd be kind of cool to get there with mushrooms, but I don't know.
True.
I feel like, I mean, the weed nowadays is such like a fucking millennial take, but it's so strong, and
yeah, it is.
It's so hard for me to like correctly dose myself. When I smoke weed, I feel like my joints hurt. I'm like, I don't what. And then other people are like, dude, it really like helps with my back issues. I'm like, dude, it does the opposite.
You're like, good for
me.
you. I cried in my dark room.
Yeah, no. And then also people are like, oh yeah, like really helps me sleep. I'm like, if I smoke weed before going to bed, I'm up for the night.
Oh yeah,
like,
no, dude, I'm just looking at my ceiling.
It's
like,
a weird drug like that.
It is a weird one. I hope we get that to that place with mushrooms. I mean, you know, I don't know if I want to see like mass exodus of just like spunions walking around, you know.
Spunions? Is that a term for people on mushrooms?
Yeah, it's just people that are like spun out on psychedelics, but
yeah, you
know, I think there's benefits to like anything, you know. I'm a firm believer in God, I can't even think of the term, but not like overcooking it with anything, you know, like small quantities of virtually moderation. All things in moderation. Thank you. I'm a firm believer in that. You know what I mean? Like you can, I don't know. I've gotten over the hump of like my whole drug journey now, where I kind of feel like a boomer, you know, like my rider's just 12 Miller Lights, and you know, I'm cool with that, but I respect anybody that's trying to figure some shit out about themselves, and it does help, you know, but you can definitely overcook it too. That's for sure.
You know what's interesting for me is like there's a lot of drugs I haven't taken.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not gonna necessarily say, but like
sure,
just because my mom listens to this, but like
shouts out mom, dude.
Yeah. But like I feel like my new take is that drugs, for the most part, I like taking some mushrooms. It's fun on occasion.
Fun. Sure.
I like making a day out of it, and like being alone and just like thinking about stuff and using it as a tool to explore thoughts. But like, I feel like the ramifications of drugs, for the most part, are not worth it. Like, it's like most of the things, it's like, dude, I could have just stayed sober.
Yeah.
And been like pretty okay with that.
For sure.
Then not suffered the next day or two.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I first got into like listening to electronic music, that was like a huge part of it for me, you know. I mean, very common story, you know. I'm not like a fucking...
Took some MDMA.
Yeah, saw Loud Pack.
I fucking love Loud Pack.
Dude, shouts out Kenny Beats, dude.
Yeah, and the other guy with the stash.
True.
That guy was swag.
I mean, I gotta respect the stash with where I'm at right now in this aura. But
in this era.
This mustache era that I'm trying to rock. It's not going well. But yeah, I mean, like for the longest time before I got into music production, that was like, you get fucked up and you go to shows and it's more fun. And then you do it too much and then it's, you know, not as fun. But then for me, getting into music production was like the bridge to me feeling like I didn't have to be like super zonked out to enjoy myself. You know what I mean? Like understanding how it's made and seeing someone throw down a proper set. It's like, you know, I still drink at shows and I, you know, definitely have a couple beers before I play, you know, but I don't feel like I have to, you know, rail a fucking line before go seeing somebody play, you know. Like if the music's good enough, that's all it should take. And if you want to do something on top and have more fun or whatever, like do your shit, you know. But
yeah, it's all good. I could have a great time taking MDMA at my house. I'd have a fucking blast.
Absolutely.
I'd be like, it was the best day of my life.
Yeah.
You know? But like,
should roll right now, dude.
Dude. I got some, so we're good. Yeah. We're actually rolling. But like, it's just one of those things where I think you have to, at least for me, I try to keep it as like a special event.
Sure.
And I think it's good every once in a while.
Absolutely.
But yeah, dude, if you're in the industry, it's like, dude, you can't be doing it like that.
No. Some people do, for sure. You know, and kudos.
Yeah,
you know,
sick.
Tip of the cap.
Good for you.
Can't do it. You know, I've train wrecked enough sets sober to the point where I'm never gonna get fucked up before a set like that. But you know, and just in the industry, period, it's everywhere. But you know. Do your thing, twin.
You ever get to a festival or something or a show and you're like the last person to play and you've just been like, you get there, you get a drink, and then by the end you're just like, I'm like actually a little twisted right now going up there.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I've tried to, like we were talking before we started recording, like I used to drink hard liquor, you know, and, you know, most of the time I'm playing early, you know, I'm not headlining a bunch of shows. But for like a festival or something, you know, it's kind of like a nerves thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like I have to get to a certain spot like mentally, but it's like a social thing. You know what I mean? I don't know like a ton of producers and, you know, I'm kind of like a recluse in that manner. Like I might seem like super outgoing and shit, but like with people stuff sometimes, like in the music setting, I'm like, oh shit, like I talked to him on Twitter 5 years ago, but I've never said hi to him. You know what I mean? I'm like, Miller Lite.
Yeah.
Miller Lite. You get 7 deep before you play, you're like, oh fuck.
You're in the green room or whatever, and you're getting, it's just there.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, all right, fine, I'll take some.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely gotten better about like, if I play early, hell yeah, you know, I get done and I'm playing shows with like some of my boys that like to get after it. We'll get after it, you know, but I've overcooked it a couple of times. Never to the point where, you know, I'm like rolling around and fucking everything up that I'm doing, luckily, you know. But I've gotten pretty close one time in particular. I can't remember where it was, but I remember getting on stage. And this is well before like I was even like touring and doing shit like that. It was just kind of like opening up at local spots. I was like, yeah, I should probably not get that fucked up before I play again. So
yeah,
keep it casual.
It's probably one of those things too where like other people probably didn't really know either, and then it happens to the best of us.
Yeah, it can get you. The liquor can turn.
It'll get you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a lot of questions, so I want to try to decide where to go here, but let's start out with the icebreaker question that I always ask, and then we can get into the origin story.
Sure.
Which is, what was your first concert that you attended?
I want to say my first concert I ever attended was G-Unit and Eminem at Comerica Park in Detroit. Yeah.
Seeing fucking Eminem in Detroit, that feels right.
It was tight. I was definitely very young, but my parents were cool, and I went with like my sister and her friends. I was definitely the little brother that got, you know, dragged to the show. I wanted to be there because I fucked with the music and my parents let me listen to it, which was tight. But, you know, my sister and her friends probably weren't vibing with it too hard. But yeah, that's the first show that I can remember going to, and it was wild.
I feel like, it's like proper Detroit, D-town, as some say. I've heard.
They do it.
They say that? Okay.
Yeah. People say it.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm curious also, like, if we're going to bring it back to the origin, like, how did you get into music in general, and how did you start this project?
Music in general, super musical family. My Uncle Bobby is a, like, super dope guitarist. My cousins, I have twin cousins, Matt and Kevin, that are in a band that are super dope. Makari, they're super tight. If, listen to them, they're really dope.
How do you spell that?
Makari.
And what kind of music is it?
Man, I don't want to like mislabel it and just be like, call it like emo shit. That's.
Yeah, I mean, I think some people are down with emo shit. Like, I think that's all you gotta say.
No, for sure. I think that's what I would probably classify it as, just for me. I mean, I might be being a little bit of a bigot with that one, but they're really dope. And then my aunt, who was my cousin's mom, sang, and I just remember, like, you know, around Christmas and all that sort of shit, you know, my family would egg on my Uncle Bobby to play guitar, and you know, be playing slide with a beer bottle and shit, and he was just super cool, and I remember seeing that and just kind of being infatuated with that. So I wanted to do music stuff. So I started playing guitar when I was young. I suck now. I never play anymore. Did that for a little while, and then in high school, I was doing like rap vocals, which I still rap on some of my music today.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like the start of me understanding how, like, you know, DAWs work and stuff like that, and getting in little studio sessions and using, like, I think we used GarageBand back in the day, but doing Classic. That stuff. Yeah. So, and then went to school. I went to Western Michigan University, and Peekaboo went there. G-Rex went there. Sully went there. But my neighbor, Tamor, who also makes music under Haiku, he makes super dope wave stuff. And my buddy, Brian Keats, didn't go to school there, but was around the area. He makes really dope techno. So they were just like super musical, and I always wanted to make beats for the hip hop stuff that I did, but not like pre-internet era, but it wasn't like put on YouTube and make a respace in 30 seconds. You still had to like figure all your shit out. So they taught me everything, basically. So I owe them a ton. And that's how like the DêTRE project started, pretty much. All those dudes just, you know, teaching me how to produce, basically. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. And when exactly did that start?
Man, I think I was like 21 or 22. I'm so bad.
Me too.
With storytelling.
We're kind of the same. We're kind of the same person.
I'm fucking with it, dude. But in terms of like storytelling, my whole family fucks with me. I'll be like, yeah, I was only 20. And they're like, dude, you were 27.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. I'm like, yeah, I was like, I don't know.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah. My mom.
Wrong. You're wrong. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah, you got to have people that humble you, you know. But
yeah. No, that's good.
Yeah, so I think, let's call it 22 just to be safe. So like 11 years ago or so.
What did you start with? DAW-wise?
Ableton.
Okay.
Ableton.
You're an Ableton guy.
Yeah.
You're still an Ableton guy?
Yes, sir. In school, we had to use Logic for a lot of stuff for, you know, the degree that I got, multimedia arts and technology, which was like
technology is broad. I like that.
Pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes me sound smart. It's a science degree technically, but
I
just make shitty
BFA or whatever, or not a, wait, no, sorry.
I think so.
It's a, whatever the like slightly more than bachelor degree, right?
Yeah.
Bachelor of Science or something.
Yeah. So yeah. People are like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, yeah,
I'm a scientist.
Yeah, I'm a scientist. I just make bleep loops and shit. But yeah, so we had to use Logic a little bit. But luckily I like switched majors a bunch, and I was way too old for school, and I had really dope professors that were like, all right, man, you're like way too old. You can just
They were telling you you're too old? That's so funny.
Yeah, they were cool as fuck, you know, and you know, I was a piece of shit in school, like big time, you know, like leaving class 2-3 times to smoke cigarettes, and like was always late, and I was like a fucking
Dude, I respect that. I don't know why. I respect people that smoke cigarettes. Is that a problem? I don't know.
No, it's because cigarettes are dope, and we need to bring
cigarettes back.
We need to bring them back.
Yeah.
We need to bring darts back, because vapes aren't cool, and I swear they're worse for you.
No, I don't trust them. I don't trust them. They're becoming more and more like computers that we're just throwing away, and it seems like so e-wasty. And also I go to a festival and I'm like, I don't want to buy a pack of cigarettes, but I want like one, But everyone's vaping. Like, you could suckle on this. I'm like, I don't want to suckle on that.
No.
I don't want that shit.
No.
Give me the fucking analog.
Yeah.
God damn it.
It is truly analog versus digital.
Yeah.
And analog wins in that regard.
Analog always wins.
It does.
I mean, you know, like, I love a lot of digitally produced things, but I mean,
yeah, true.
Just if it could be analog, I would like it better. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
now I'm pontificating a little bit.
I don't even know what that means, dude.
I've been using
I can guess.
Yeah, no, it's like theorizing kind of.
I like that. Is it like a word that you like?
I latched onto.
You're like, I'm gonna drop this shit all the time, and people are gonna be like, "Holy fuck, he must have a
got a
degree in science."
Yeah, no, yeah. Basically, yes.
I do the same shit, dude.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. Your teachers were cool as fuck. It sounds like, and that's sick. Okay, thank you for taking us through that little bit of a journey. Now we're gonna get on to the regular scheduling program, but I felt like a good place to start would be just listening to a track. You know, you talked about rapping on a track and 10 bands.
Correct.
You rapped on.
Yes.
I say rapped in the sense that, like, you threw a little kind of like hook in there. You threw a little. You do a lot of sampling of like hip hop records and throwing them in there.
Yep.
But this one you decided to just do your own.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep. Any reason why? Is it like a copyright thing? Is it like a...
No, it's something I always have wanted to do with my production because it's not common, right? Like, I think it is something for me that makes me unique in a scene that is very hard to do so. I still believe to this day I don't have like a signature sound. Like, some producers are very, I don't want to say blessed because they've earned it through practicing so much and, you know, honing in their craft, but I feel like I don't have like a super distinct sound per se, if you will. So like, I can rap, you know what I mean? Even if it's just like a little vocal hook, you know, and I feel like that can kind of put me in a different space where it's like, oh, cool. If people know that I did that, they'll be like, oh, that's tight. I had no idea you did that. And then obviously I make a ton of rap flips, but it seems like that's getting a little exhausting now, where like all you hear is hip hop flips in bass music, which is fine. Like, I fuck with it super hard, but it's also just something that I can be like, hey, and like, that's my voice. I did that. I wrote those lyrics, even if they're just me talking about having money in a crossbody bag or whatever, you know, it's not super introspective or deep, but it's just something I can do. So why not do it? Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. A lot of rap vocals that people sample, they're not necessarily super introspective or deep either.
True.
But that's fine. Sometimes it's just about being cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I am fighting that battle every day, as you can tell.
Sick. All right, let's run this track.
Yes, sir.
Detra.
Yeah.
I like that.
That like harder hi-hat right there.
It's a fun one.
ass in a crossbody. Walk around like I caught bodies.
Love it. Little Lex Luger.
The riser?
Is that the Lex Luger riser or the Drummer Boy?
No, it's the Lex Luger boy.
Okay.
Stole that. Saruta puts it in a bunch of his tunes. So I was like, yeah,
it's a classic.
It works every fucking time. I try not to use it too much, but
no, I mean it makes you feel like you're in that like mixtape era.
Oh yeah. The best.
Yeah, they gotta bring that back, dude. It's the best. Dude, nice little track there.
Thank you,
any particular notes to talk about there? Any specific synthesizers, techniques, or anything that you were just like, oh yeah, I feel like I cracked the code on that one?
That was around the time that I started using Vital a ton.
Okay.
I don't know why I started using it, to be honest. Probably because it's free for one, which is great.
I've heard good things.
Yeah, it's great, you know. But I guess I wanted to try something new, and I got into a point with my songwriting where I felt like I was getting a little too sample driven with sound design and stuff like that. So that was like, all right, I'm going to try to get good at like this harmonic distortion thing that obviously everybody does. But yeah, that's just the whole tune is just one patch that's just automated a fuck ton.
And by harmonic distortion, you're saying like starting out with like a simple, maybe like sine wave or something, and then just like doing whatever you got to do to it.
Yeah, like adding, you know, any producers that watch this, you know, sine wave, and then grab another oscillator harmonic series, you know, just some upper harmonics and distorting them together and getting kind of that crunchy thing that we've become super familiar with.
Are we talking FM synthesis, or are we talking like, because there's a lot of ways you could do it, right?
Yeah, there's a million ways to skin a cat. That's a phrase, right?
That's a phrase.
I think so.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, with that one, I don't think it's FMing. I think that would technically be additive.
Okay.
I don't want to. All the nerds might just be like, he doesn't
know
what he's
subtractive, and you're like,
doesn't
no,
know what he's doing. He didn't even make it. I think there's no FMing in it. It's just squashing two things together and distorting them together. So I think that's additive. Yeah. Could be wrong.
No, I think you're on the ball there.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm here to tell you yes.
Thank you, man. I need that.
Okay, so here's going to be a little bit of a sidestep because it's just interesting.
Okay.
Your full name is James Cameron.
That is correct. God damn it.
You told me your name's Jim.
I did.
I think some people call James Cameron Jim Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
And all I'm trying to ask is, do you fuck with his films?
I do fuck with his films. I rock with Avatar. Titanic. Banger.
I remember when I was a kid, they had that 2 VHS special. Oh, yeah. And my parents, or like my mom was watching, and I was like, this is lame, dude. This is the longest movie in the world.
Very long.
Bored.
I mean, Rose, he could have fit on that door, right?
I mean, they look, I don't know.
Come on.
Yeah.
She's got to scooch over a little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But no, I mean, Avatar's tight.
She's got to scooch, dude.
just a scotch. Like, give him a chance. You know what I mean? Thor's fucking huge. But yeah, no, I rock with his films. I've definitely gotten that a lot. I'm glad you brought that up.
I'm sorry.
No.
This was one of those things where I was like, I'm sorry. Going into it.
It's cool in this setting, you know, but like, I guess the worst time I've ever had the James Cameron thing, I had just like failed out of some classes, and then I was going to community college, and one of the advisors hit me with the, you must be rolling in the dough. Make an Avatar. And I was like, dude, I'm going to fucking community college.
I'm gonna kill myself. Chill.
100%, dude. I was like,
why are you being a dick?
Then I'm like, that's super cool. He's like, I'm sure you get that all the time. I was like, No, you're actually the first one, man.
Yeah, you're actually bringing it to a new level that I didn't like.
Yeah.
I'm already at a low place. I went to community college too, actually.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I'm not.
And honestly, it was great.
Yeah, it's better. You get virtually the exact same education, and it's way fucking cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah. No shade on community college. Shouts out Kalamazoo Community College, dude.
Hell yeah. Shout out fucking Oakton and the suburbs of Chicago. Hey. Okay, so just needed to do that.
You're good. I appreciate it.
Something I saw and I wanted, your elaboration on is that you throw warehouse parties in Detroit. Is that correct?
I used to.
Okay, you used to.
I used to, and I can't even really say I used to because I think we did 2 of them. So it's basically attached to like right where I live. It's like a clone of the space I live in. I live in like a loft complex. It's a huge family commune. My brother lives on my floor, my sister and my nieces and her.
Oh, that's actually sick.
Yeah, it's tight. I got my whole family.
It's like a compound.
Yeah, my whole family in one spot. But in the back of the building adjacent to it is the front is a tattoo shop. And then the back is my sister runs a IV hydration business. And in the back of that is like a probably 2,500 square foot warehouse.
This is gangster, dude. I'm so into that.
Yeah.
I feel like the IV business would go hand in hand with going to shows and shit, right?
True.
Like, was there ever a cross-pollination there?
No, we couldn't because the shows definitely weren't that we threw were not legal per se. So I didn't want to attach my sister's business to it. Yeah, no, they never occurred. But yeah, we did 2 shows and it was just kind of like a homie thing. Mountain High, this dude Brett that I met, who fucked with my music, was like, "Hey, would love to have you for a show." I might be butchering how this happened, but whatever. He ended up wanting to throw a show, and I was like, "Well, I actually have a space," and it was like me, Ominist, my buddy Haiku, who I mentioned earlier. And then my buddy Brian Keats, we all played together and it was super dope. And, like turnouts, like whatever, because I'm trying to use my platform to promote something. I'm not like a huge dude, but it was super fun. And it was definitely like true to the shows that I was shown in Detroit, like Bert's Warehouse and like the Works, just kind of like tapping into like this grimy thing that's not super polished, but it's just, fun. Yeah.
Are you a big movement guy?
Love movement. I almost wore a movement shirt.
I've never been. I've always
wanted to go. You fuck with house music though, right?
Yeah, and techno. I mean, I love it all. I've heard it's like great. Yeah. We have Arc in Chicago now, which is like, I feel like maybe slightly trying to emulate a movement thing. Yeah. But I think movement really is like been around way longer.
Yeah. Back in the, we would refer to it as DEMF, Detroit Electronic Music Festival back in the day, but then it, became movement and got, like more notoriety, I guess. But dude, you should pull up.
No, hit me up if you want to go.
Hit me up if you go. I live very close. We could hop on a scooter and be there in like 10 minutes.
Dude, I'm so down. Yeah, no, it's one of those festivals where it has like a long lineage and
yes.
It's not that far from me either.
Yeah.
So like, why not?
Yeah, no, for real. I mean, that's one of the crown jewels of Detroit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I love house music. I love techno. Like my favorite sets I've ever seen have all been house music or techno for the most part. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I love going there every year. It's like our thing that we have there, and it's always fun. Like all the homies that don't party anymore, it's, the one weekend where we're like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah. I'm curious, like being from Detroit or like living in Detroit.
I'm not from there, but
did the music culture like shape you like in any specific way?
I would say, I guess, like the stuff I listened to the most growing up, I guess like in middle school and high school was all from like my friends' older brothers. And
there's got to be an effect called the older brother effect, because you're not the first person to be like, and I have an older brother. Yeah. A lot of music taste comes from him.
Yeah. I mean, they're just cool, right? Like they're older,
just a little bit older.
They're just doing cool shit. They've been fucking with you your whole life. And then, as you start to grow up with them, they start, you know, letting you in a little bit and showing you cool shit, but still striking you down and keeping you humble. There's definitely something to it, but was big on like Dirty South, like Texas rap growing up.
Screwed and chopped type
Oh
of
yeah,
like,
dude. Yeah, like Chopped and Screwed Sundays and shit. Like we used to listen to that and it was super dope. So like Slim Thug, Boss Hog Outlaws, you know, you had Bun B, Pimp C, like all that shit is kind of like what I listened to, but obviously Eminem in Detroit was huge and everybody listened to him a ton. So I think that was probably to like the masses what made hip hop cool. You know, it was like, all right, well, everybody fucks with it. You know, I wasn't attached to the city as a kid. I grew up like 20 minutes southeast in like a very sheltered, gated community. You know what I mean? That's why I say I'm not from Detroit. I live there now. I live in the city now, but yeah.
At what point do you become a Detroit? What would be like Detroitian? Like I call it like a Chicago Detroiter. Okay, yeah. Like I've lived in Chicago, I think now for about 10 years, and I'm like, I'm a Chicagoan. Yeah. I can claim that.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not like a person that grew up here, and there's a differentiation.
Right. Yeah,
But at what point can you claim a city?
I don't know, dude. I think it all depends on the city, because some people are like, "Fuck you, I know you're not from here." You know, kind of thing. But I think it's just about if you are involved with this city and you spend your money there and you support like local businesses, like whatever, you can be a part of whatever city you want to be. I don't think there's any time limit on it, even though a lot of people be like, so how long you been here? Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, no, you know, like I fuck with the city. I live here. I spend my money here. I support local businesses. Yada, da, da, da.
Yeah, I was up in, again, Summer's Own Smokeout. Shout out.
Dude, we got to plug the bag. Hang on.
Yeah, get that bag out of here, because that's got weed in it.
Weed is tight.
Yeah.
There it is.
I was up in Iron Mountain, which is in the UP. Shouts
out the UP, dude.
And I remember we were at a diner, me and my brother, and this guy was talking to someone else, and he was like, I've been coming here for like 30 years or some shit. I was like, this place sucks, but also I kind of respect it. But yeah, there's a certain point where it's like, is it cool to have been there for 30 years, or is it just kind of like, that's just your like identity, sadly? I don't know. I'm shitting on this guy. I don't know. Yeah. Shout out. But, you know.
Shouts out the dude. Yeah, I don't know. I think you said it was a diner or a bar?
It was a diner.
A diner. Is that sadder than a bar? I think that's sadder than a bar.
Yeah, I mean in some ways, because like at a bar, at least you know you're gonna be like blowing off some steam, having a good time. Yeah. But yeah, I think that like there's a sweet spot of like repping a township, a city, whatever, before it's like, all right, like maybe you should go somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, people from the UP are very, very interesting. Like, you know, I used to play hockey when I was a kid and traveled up to the UP, and people from the UP, a lot of them like don't leave. You know, it's like its own fucking thing. I'm sure you obviously experienced that.
Do Michiganders from the Mitt, like, do they coalesce? Like, are you guys one, or is it's a different thing?
I think there's definitely a difference, you know, between like a Youper is what we would call them, and people that are, you know, like from the mitten. But I don't think there's like any beef. You know, people, you know, at least like where I'm from, like Youpers, they almost sound like Canadian. You know, like I'll fuck around and call them like diet Canadians, you know, because they have like an accent. It's like people from Minnesota, like, oh yeah, you know, don't you know, and shit like that. And people from the UP definitely have a little bit of an accent, but I respect the UP for sure. I don't think there's beef.
Didn't think there'd be beef.
Yeah, no.
Going back to Detroit, do you see Detroit becoming a bigger music city? It feels like Detroit's having a little bit of a resurgence in some ways.
For sure.
I know we were talking off the podcast that it's still pockety, where like you'll be on one street and it's like, oh, this is sick, and then you'll be on another street and be like, oh, this is all abandoned.
Yeah.
And it's still being built back.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you feel about the city in general as like in a comeback kind of way? Like, is it happening?
In terms of music or just like socioeconomic
I guess
stuff?
both, but like music, it being a hub.
Yeah, I would say Detroit has a lot of really dope music to offer. Now, in particular in like the bass music realm, I don't think it's like a flourishing city per se. Like house music and techno and soul and hip hop and all that shit, absolutely. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of dope venues that you can go to that are super old and historic, and you know, you got I can name a bunch, but whatever. But in terms of like what I make, I wouldn't say so. You know, I think bass music struggles a little bit in Michigan. There's like one venue that's super popular for it in Pontiac, Electricity, but I wouldn't say it's like thriving necessarily, you know, like in that realm. It's not like Denver or some shit like that. But I think in terms of the other stuff, like a lot of people are moving there. And Detroit's definitely trying to make an effort to, you know, bring it back to its glory. You know, it's like one of the great cities in America. Yeah. You know what I mean? No, it's it really like is. In terms of the Midwest, you know, like, you know, the production of the big three and, you know, you go into the whole history of it, you know, but I mean, you live in an iconic city in Chicago. Detroit is that and should be viewed as that, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
I feel that. I feel like Chicago is susceptible to some kind of downfall, and I don't know, I really hope it doesn't happen, but like I think that there's a management of money here that has not been going well, and you know, it only takes a certain amount of business and whatnot to leave a city for it to become basically not barren, but just like a husk of what it was. For sure. And yeah, I hope that doesn't happen, but we'll see. Yeah. See what happens.
Hopefully not.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious in general what you think. This is such a broad question. I don't even know how to explain it, but I've been thinking about it lately, is like just kind of electronic music and bass music in general and its ability to thrive in different cities. Like, I don't know if it's necessarily on the up and up. I'm not trying to be a pessimist here, but I just think that like there's some weird, like there's the powers that be, like there's like Insomniac, which has a bunch of festivals around the country, and like I feel like those festivals kind of aren't great. And you know, no shade, it's just like when things get too big, it just becomes kind of like a money-making venture. Yeah,
a little corporate adventure.
But I do feel like there's a lot of littler festivals that I guess could become more of mainstays. But I don't know, I guess I'm trying to get like what's the health of electronic music and maybe even like particularly bass music across the US? Like, you know, you travel for gigs and stuff, like obviously there's people that love it, but like what's the trajectory? Do we feel like it's up?
I don't know. I think it would be tough to say if it's up or down. I think there's obviously more music being made in this realm than ever before, much like, you know, any genre. Like everybody wants to make music now, and they should. But I think it is very pockety, you know, and sometimes you'll go to like some random little city and it'll pop off and you're like, what the fuck, you know, like I didn't know there was this demographic of people here that rocked with bass music, and those are usually like my favorite shows, you know what I mean? Like something that I don't want to say don't have high hopes for, but don't have like expectations, period. You're just like, all right, cool, we're just gonna rock this out and do it. Obviously you have Denver, which is kind of like a monolith, right? It's just like this hub for everything that all the shit in our realm happens in. But in terms of it being up everywhere, I'm not really sure. You know, I haven't played a ton of shows, you know, I'm starting to play more and more, and there's definitely spots that are thriving better than others. But I also think it's tough too, just to, you know, promoters have like a hard job trying to get people to spend money, because a lot of people don't have money, and unfortunately, I think that is like the biggest part of people participating, right? Like, oh, you got to spend money to go to a show. A White Claw is $18 fucking, you know.
It's not, it's the big one, but it's still $18.
Yeah, it's like, all right, at least it's the big can.
I didn't realize I was at like a MLB game.
Yeah, dude. I was just at one on like Wednesday. Just $20 Miller Lite. Like, it's a big can, but come on now.
Yeah, they try to get you with the big can. And you're like, I mean, I appreciate it, but like, dude, this is water.
Yeah, you'll like come back to your seat. You're like, I got the big can. And you're like, fuck, this is $20.
Yeah.
But I will say, I think in terms of, I think you said like smaller festivals becoming more so mainstays. I share the sentiment that a lot of people do that go to like Homie Fest. Like Infrasound's a really good example. I've never been in the main Infrasound. I played Equinox, and that was like my favorite set I've ever played. Keep that shit small. Like, I want them to make money, but like the people that go there are there for the fucking music. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like those smaller, if you want to call it, I'll call it a Homie Fest just as like a term. That's like the best energy ever. And like you said, once you start injecting money into it and sponsors into it, and it grows and grows and grows, you want it to be this inclusive experience where everybody can enjoy it, but also the more people, the more opportunity you have for things to suck. That's a long answer. I'm sorry.
No, I appreciate it, because it's like I'm pontificating on this.
So,
bringing it back.
You know, I'm going to give you one of these for that.
I learned how to do that. I never dipped. But, I guess I started my day on this weird, somehow I opened up my phone and opened up social media, and probably a bad way to start, but
every day?
No, not every day.
Unfortunately for me, every day.
Try not. Well, it happens, especially when I got to post and whatever. But I started out the day learning about like Pasquale, the guy who owns Insomniac. Okay. And he started out in a cool way where he was doing very underground stuff. And now his festivals or Insomniac festivals are around the country, and Insomniac is owned by Live Nation, and they're trying to trademark Plur, and they're doing all these things that feel very like corporate.
Sure.
And I just feel as though when things get too big, they start losing their essence. And I don't even necessarily think it's anyone's fault. I think it's just like the people that want to throw these festivals, this is my theory, is that there is a part of them that wants to be loved for what they do.
Sure.
I mean, like, we all have these selfish reasons for wanting to, like, we want to be loved for doing this podcast, like, for making your music, whatever. Yeah, fucking hit subscribe.
Smash that button.
Yeah, fucking punch your computer screen.
Please.
But, like, and that doesn't come from necessarily a bad place, right? Yeah. It's maybe just, like, a human need.
Yeah.
But when it gets to a certain level, it starts to become this thing that corrupts you. And I think I might have like a fear of my own. I don't think I'm very corruptible, but I'm just saying, like, if you're in it to please people and to make people whatever, like, have a good time, and then money gets injected into it, and then you can like kind of just tell yourself that it's better because it's bigger. Is it bigger? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just this thing where it's like, does human nature end up spoiling it at a certain point? Like, I don't know. This is just the theory. This is the thought that I had today.
No, I get what you mean. I think that's just the nature of, I don't want to say our country, but you know, that's business is business. Like, I will never hate on anybody for getting a bag. You know what I mean? Because it's like, as much as I love making art and all that stuff, like, you know, money can't buy you happiness, but it sure as fuck helps. That's something my dad always used to tell me. And it's not all about that, but I think with success comes injection of, you know, money, and then I think everybody does want to curate an experience, like you said, that people really do enjoy and love, and it's much more accessible to everybody else, you know? Like, I think, reverting back to what I was talking about, like the homie fest and stuff, the reason they're homie fest is because not everybody knows about it, and that's okay, you know? But I'm sure the people, you know, the people that throw those little ones, like, you struggle the first 2-3 years you run it, you might lose money and all that stuff, you know? So it's like this really fine line of, I want to be successful. I want to keep it true to myself. I want to keep it true to all the people that want to attend. But, you know, sometimes it's just like, holy shit, that was great. And it just goes, you know. I think you could equate that to like certain artists. Like, I've seen artists blow up out of fucking nowhere. And it's just like, oh shit, you know, I'm making 50 bands a night now. Like, holy fucking shit, I never dreamed of this, you know. And then your perspective and everything changes. Not that it's in a negative or positive way, either way. I know it's a very vanilla answer.
No, I want this answer, yeah.
But I think, you know, certain things do get too big to the point where it's like, okay, well, maybe now, obviously, you have an understanding of how everything works. And then a lot of it is like, our opinions are catered upon the lineups and, you know, artists that we like. You know, we want to see, you know, like, I would love to play a festival thrown by Insomniac just for exposure. And you know what I'm saying? Like, all those things, whether I think it's good, bad, or in between, doesn't matter. You know, I've tried to get to a place for me where, you know, for a while I was like, oh, well, I don't want to play this show because of this look or this, that, and the other thing. It's like, no, fuck that, dude. Like, I'm trying to make money. I know that's like a shallow answer, but, you know, not a lot of artists talk about it. It's like, dude, we can care as much about the scene as we want and everything, but it's really fucking hard to make money. And those people that have 100,000 people going are going to give you a lot more money than, you know, X, Y, and Z that's, so to speak, down here. So,
yeah,
I'm probably talking in circles.
I think a lot of the responsibility is probably on them, and it's probably a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But like, as an artist, if you're just getting booked for it, it's like, fuck yeah, this is sick.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is great.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's a bad thing.
No,
I just think,
I don't either.
Yeah, I just think it's like, it's one of those things where, I don't know, that, yeah, I don't know. There's people that really fucking love electronic music, especially like in the modern day. Like, I feel like all I do is research artists and try to get a lay of the land. But there's so much land out there that I'm like, I could never fully know everything. But it does feel like there's people out there that they know all this shit about like all the random artists.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, and I'm just like, damn. I think I was maybe in it that way when I first started, but now just seeing the, you know, like the rotating whatever, the revolving door of artists, it's like, how do I even keep track? And also now music, like you were saying before, I remember watching like a Rusko tutorial of him in his like attic apartment, like
ripping darts,
like fucking just making some
how to make
sound.
A dubstep wobble bass,
and you're like stopping the video every like 2 seconds. You're like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah,
but now it's just way easier, and I feel like that might even contribute to this revolving door that I'm talking about.
Yeah, I also think too, the difference between kids that are super into it now, the younger generation, it's obviously the information era and everybody can find anything that they want. Like, I remember when I was first exposed to electronic music, it was just like in a live setting. I wasn't like driving to work and being like, I'm listening to Skrillex all fucking day, you know, or, you know, whatever artist was popping at the time when I was younger and first listening to it, you know. Not that like it wasn't out on the internet, but it wasn't as common to listen to every day, you know. And nowadays, I feel like kids eat, sleep, and drink electronic music, which I think is great.
No, it's awesome.
It's super dope. And it definitely leads to that, you know, it helps me because those are the people that fucking know who I am. You know what I mean? The dude that's just, you know, coming here and there to shows and yada da 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 might not know who I am, but some kid in the middle of fucking nowhere in Iowa that bumps shit all day long and, you know, pop up in the algorithm and be like, oh, well, DêTRE's sick, like yada da da da, and spread it to your friends.
Yeah.
You know, but it was so different for me when I first started listening to it. I wasn't privy to it like that.
It almost feels like when you see like your tribe slightly, like I see someone with like a Zed's Dead sticker, I'm like, this guy gets down at festivals, you know. Like
sure.
But there is like a covert aspect of like maybe it's not completely societally acceptable to just like go to a festival, take ecstasy or whatever, maybe don't do drugs, whatever, but like, and just wear crazy clothes and just be just as expressive of yourself as you ever want to be. Like I think there's a great freedom in there, but I don't think that necessarily society's like championing that.
No,
you know, it's just like it's like when you see it, you're like, cool. But that's the thing too. It's just that we see it a lot because we go to a lot of these places where it is specifically that's what we're there for.
Right.
So yeah, it's. I don't know what the fucking answer is. I don't even know if we were like there was not one question there.
We're just riffing.
That was a discussion.
We are just podding right now.
I don't. Yeah, we're fucking podcasting.
Yeah,
and I am always curious about the health of the scene, but I guess the health is like whatever you make of it. Like if you're really having a good time, it's good.
Yeah, I think
are good.
I think there's shit that's like definitely 100% like negative about the scene if you choose to look at it that way. You know what I'm saying? I think obviously people do horrible shit, like, you know, people that have done others wrong and done bad things. I think they should be reprimanded in a way that makes sure that they can never fucking do that again. But I also think I'm a firm believer in you are what you absorb, you know? Like I feel like a lot of times we feel, and just pertaining to the scene, you know, like Twitter right now for like the bass music scene, I would consider just like virtually just a negative space. And I'm sure you've heard that.
I'm not on like Twitter much or X or whatever. Yeah,
Don't
like
fucking
I just started posting a little bit on it.
I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, if you got to do it for whatever, but I just feel like most of the shit that I see on there is negative.
It's like the scene's all fucked and this is fucked.
This guy sucks. You know, his music sucks.
Bass Nectar's trying to come back and you're like, Jesus Christ, what's happening?
Well, he doesn't need to come back. He can stay where he's at. But yeah, I think you can just don't ignore the horrible shit. I don't want this to be taken like out of context. People that do bad things should face repercussions. But in terms of just like people being negative and shitting on someone's music or this person here and there, like I don't like that. Like keep that shit to yourself. And if it bothers you seeing that, just get off the fucking app.
Dude, people have too much time. I was literally,
get off the app.
When I was talking about the shit with Pasquale, like the Insomniac guy, bro, there were people doing like research and knowing like things about him. And I was like, I don't give a shit how much research you do. You don't know the guy.
No.
So how the fuck can you comment on it and then start to persuade other people that he's like maybe not a great guy or some shit? And look, I don't know, man. The jury's out on that. Like, maybe people that worked closely with him that are coming out and saying stuff, okay, that has a little bit more
weight to it.
Yeah, but I just think people have a lot of time and they start to go down these research rabbit holes to make content. Like making a negative post on Twitter, in a sense, is a way to make content.
Yeah.
And like that's where it's like
farming negativity.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a little bit of an older dude. And obviously social media is something that I feel obligated to do. I would like to make it more comical and do like the stupid shit and skits that I do sometimes and just put that out. But I mean, I absorb a lot of it and look at a lot of it. And I don't know, I guess if I were to give advice, like just don't engage with the negativity. If you enjoy somebody's music, excuse me, man, that drink got me there. I had Nona's earlier. Sorry, little sidebar. Have you been there? Little Italian spot.
I've heard of it.
Super bomb. Good Italian sub. Almost came up right there. Anywho, just don't engage with negative shit online. If people shit on you or things that you like, you can accept that and you can read it and you can look at it, but don't let it change like how you feel about something. You know, especially in music. Like, you know, I luckily haven't gotten a lot of hate just for the stuff that I make, but I know the more my project grows, you know, people will be like, you fucking suck. And I should be able to read that and be like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, or like you're like, whatever. Insert negative comment.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a ton of it out there, and it's unfortunate, but it's also, like you said, people got a lot of time. You know what I mean?
I feel like a lot of it ends up coming from a place of like just maybe feeling like they were left out too, unfortunately.
Could be, yeah.
I mean, some of it.
Yeah.
Not all of it, right? Sometimes there is things that are fucked, and it's like probably good someone says something about it.
No, absolutely. I think like raising alarms on things that, like I said, that need to be raised should be, but you know, I don't know, dude. The internet's a fucking
now we're
wicked
like
place,
we're
bro.
just in like internet territory where it's like people are just saying crazy shit just to like get some attention. That's kind of like actually like a bigger thing is like attention whore. Like I just want people to pay attention. Yeah. Like I feel like Facebook is the biggest place for that. It's like anytime I go on Facebook, which I weirdly go on to like check the marketplace or whatever.
Damn, dude.
And then
marketplace is a beast move.
I'll get sucked into my most controversial friends on Facebook. I'm
for
like,
sure.
Damn, how did this happen?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been on Facebook in so long. I think my profile picture is from like 2015. But yeah, I mean, you know, I'll clear some notifications every once in a while and you know,
sure, why
just
not?
get in there real quick and I'm like, all right, I'm out. You know what I mean? But Facebook Marketplace though,
it's good. I like it.
Post-century modern.
Might have to go back though to Craigslist because I mean, why not?
Yeah,
check it out.
Craigslist is scary.
Craigslist is scary for sure.
Scary,
yeah.
dude.
I gotta pee really quick. Do you have to pee?
I do.
Do you want to take a quick break?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Let's do it.
Yo, we took a little break. We're back.
Pee-pee time.
Little pee-pee time. Got to do it. But yeah, dude, I you know, I want to play another track.
Sure.
I think it'd be fun.
Sure.
Your most recent track, Quarter Hook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you want to play that? We also have some other tracks that are like more popular. We got Wind, we got Marauder, Crew, at least on Spotify.
Yeah.
Anyone that you'd want to particularly play?
Play whatever you want. All
right, let's play Quarter Hook.
Okay.
Anything you want to say about this before we get into it?
Much like 10 Bands, it's another one with my voice on it. And a funny comment that I saw as I was just talking about not paying attention to people's input on the internet. Some dude said, I'm pretty sure he said, vocals sound like Young Gravy, but track is fire. I was like, whatever, I'll take the gravy.
Some people
compliment.
like Young Gravy.
Hey man, I'm not hating on the gravy.
The gravy train. I'll ride that train
with biscuit wheels, dude.
All right, let's run this one.
Sure thing.
Detra.
Yeah, this one's hot.
Thank you, brother.
Just keep moving to this motherfucking hood.
That riser kind of reminds me of like a Skrillex riser. Where it's like, it sounds like a plane about to take off.
Yes.
So, what is a quarter hook? It's just like a little kind of phrase before the drop, or is that the idea?
So, the quarter hook thing, it's just a quarter note. Like every synth in there is just the syncopation of it's a quarter note. So that's why I called it a quarter hook, because I wanted to write a tune that was just basically didn't have like chorus, so to speak. You know, it's just, well, I guess a chorus would be a hook, but I just wanted something to just be like 16 bars, 16 bars, 16 bars, 16 bars, and just have it be everything's the same, but just the sound changed, I guess. Mm-hmm. So hence the term quarter hook.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. It's kind of that G. Jones effect where it's like same thing but different.
I'll take a G. Jones reference. He is a beast.
Fuck with G. Jones.
Yeah.
I don't know if G. Jones has ever done an interview, but if you ever want to do one, hey,
hop on.
Come say what's up. We'll keep it chill. All right, so I figured I forgot to do this on my last one, and I was like, damn, I fucked up. Because I've been using this book a lot.
Okay.
But it's a book of 3,000 questions.
Okay.
About me. I have a couple other ones of these.
Okay.
But choose a number between 1 and 3,000.
Let's make it difficult. 1 in 3,000?
Mm-hmm.
2,397.
2,397. Okay. Have you ever made a scrapbook for yourself or someone else? What was in it? That was kind of a random one.
Yeah.
It's kind of a rando.
Not a big scrapbook guy myself.
Not a scrapbook guy.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I have participated in scrapbooks for sure. I would say I wouldn't call it a scrapbook, but kind of like a memory book. I guess it's a scrapbook from my wedding would be the most recent one.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thing to have.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go to the one above it. Describe your most independent decision or moment without others' influence. That's fucking heavy, dude. Dude, that's what I'm saying.
That's
like,
a good
one
book.
Is like, oh, what's your scrapbook? The other one's like, tell me your darkest thought.
So, moment of independence without somebody else's influence?
Yeah. Describe your most independent decision or moment without others' influence.
Okay. I would say the first time I applied to get into music school, I was denied. And I didn't know what I was fucking doing. You know, I came in, I was like, I remember I did an interview. I was like, yeah, you know, like lying about having mics and shit, and like Neumann mics are really nice, and I think I called it a Newman, and the professor was like, you know, fuck this guy, what a douchebag, which I was for sure.
That's hilarious.
But I reapplied for it, and I was waiting on my letter, and the day I got accepted into music school, I also got offered a job to do sales through my buddy who was doing really, really well in sales, and he was like, you could, you know, pay off your school like super quick, like just do it. And I was like, yeah, let me think on it. And as you know, I basically accrued a lot more debt and chose to do music, which I'm thankful for. But you know, at that moment in time, I was like, no, fuck that. I worked hard for this. Like, I'm just gonna do this instead. So probably should have taken the bag, let's be honest, but you know, shouts out music for sure.
Nah, man, I respect that.
Yeah.
I feel like yeah, it's a tough. I feel like going to college in general, or like deciding to go to school is like a lot of times for yourself. Like, yeah, okay, sometimes it could be for your parents if they really want you to be like a doctor or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it's a tough decision.
Yeah.
Definitely one of those forks in the road.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So maybe we've been going for a minute here.
Okay.
I feel like we maybe do like some wrap up stuff.
Sure.
Maybe we listen to one more track too.
Yeah. Whatever you want, dude.
Let's listen to a track and then we'll do some wrap up questions.
Sure thing.
Wind is your most popular track.
Wind, technically.
Wind. Oh, yeah. You know what? That makes more sense. There's no E.
I don't know why I put an H in it.
Oh.
I should have just called it
more
wind.
Like wispy.
Wind.
Wind.
Yeah.
Cool whip. Yeah.
Cool
All right.
whip.
Let's run this, guy. Is this what is this released on? I can't tell.
What's the track title?
Wind.
That was, I think, through the Wubaholics boys in Florida.
Yeah. Shout out.
Shouts out the boys.
Anything you want to say about this one before we get into it?
I don't know. I think it's interesting that I think it's my most streamed song on Spotify, and it was like the forgotten one in terms of like me creating it. I think a lot of dudes would say that about producing tracks. The tunes that you work the hardest on usually don't pop off as hard as the ones that you just put together super quick and just said, fuck it, I'm going to put it out. And that's like the prime example of that.
I hear that all the time. And it's like another data point that is true.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like part of doing this is just getting data points. It's like, oh, you said that too? Okay, this guy said that and this guy said that.
It must be true.
Yeah, like
DJs never lie, dude. Come on, man.
No, they would never.
No.
All right, let's run it.
Sure. Do you get the wind now?
Yeah, now it makes sense. There's some.
Why did I
white
put an
noise.
H in it?
I mean,
This makes sense.
SEO? I don't know.
It makes it worse.
In some ways, it could make it better, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe. I shouldn't have chose my name thinking about SEO shit. Oh, way.
I feel the same way. Every time it's like, do you mean producer? I'm like, no. Track's 2 minutes just in and out.
Yeah, dude. It's for the kids. Real quick.
It's for the kids, dude.
Tough to keep their attention span.
It is tough. They're fleeting, just like my thoughts. But the thought
mine's
that
fine,
I just feel like, I don't know if it's just that I'm getting older and it's like the one thing I can cling on to, but it does feel like there are times in my life where the universe is telling me like, that was the right decision. Because
attaboy for you?
Yeah, like certain things present themselves in a way that just feel too perfectly put out there.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, do you resonate with that? Like, because sometimes it feels like you're going against the grain for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think it doesn't make as much sense to do that.
Yeah.
Unless it's like, you know, the truth. And like other people are just going to be so late on this.
Yeah.
And you're just like, no, I fucking know.
Yeah.
But do you feel like there's anything like that in your life or any signs that you've gotten recently that are encouraging certain aspects of your life?
Well, I would say in terms of the people I've chosen to surround myself with, I feel super grateful for, and all of the experiences that I've shared with them make me feel that way. It's more so like people opposed to like accolades or things I've accomplished. It's more so about like the experiences I've shared with the special people in my life. I guess decision I made, like you choose to be with someone for the most part, I would say. I think, not everybody has that luxury. But my wife's like the best person in the world, and I feel like reaffirmed by that every day. So I would say that's probably like the most prevalent example of that in my life every day. Just speaking to her every day and, being around her. Like if you choose and you search and you really invest your time in people that you believe in, that I don't know if it's the universe giving that back to you, like another good person in your life, but I would say like that's probably the closest thing to me. Like my best friends and my wife and my family, and didn't always hang out with great people per se, and sometimes you gotta go astray and be on your own and find some people you can rock with, and they can change your life for the better, for sure.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I feel that. Sometimes someone will reach out to me, like one of my friends reached out to me the other day. Shouts out Care. And he was like telling me, he's like, dude, I really appreciate you like believing in me, and like you're a good friend, and thank you. And I was like, dog, that means a lot, because like that it was like genuine, and just like sometimes, that I don't know, that was just like awesome. It's like, fuck yeah, that makes like, I'm glad we're on the same page here.
That's super tight, and I need to do what your friend did for you for my friends way more often, because like I'm super grateful for them and they know it. But like telling your homies you care about them and you love them and you appreciate everything they've done for you is like, not a lot of people do that. So Care, shouts out to Care for that. That's dope.
Shout out Care, makes sick music.
Yeah, that's super tight. Yeah, I would, if one of my homies texted me that, I'd be fucking crying.
You'd be gassed. Yeah,
be like,
dude.
Fuck, God,
dude,
damn,
I believe
I fucking love you, man.
I mean, it's tough. I feel like as a guy, sometimes you're just like not as just quick to maybe it's not a gender thing either, but it's just like,
I'd say so.
I think that's maybe fair. An aspect of it, but I'm not just super loose with like giving people praise, even though I do like really appreciate so many people. So like, why not? You know? I guess I just feel like I don't want it to dilute my word or something, that he's like, oh, he's just kind of gassing me up. Like I've been hearing this thing like, you're just it's not gassing, but it's like you're glazing. I've been hearing glazing a lot. I'm like, that it's like a negative thing, and I'm like, dude, what? It's good though.
No,
glaze.
I think positive affirmation and glazing, there's definitely like a distinct line between the two. Like your homie gets like a sick pair of dunks and you're like, God, dude, those dunks are so sick. It's like you're glazing. But if you're telling your homie like, thank you for believing in me. No, you should have been like, not should have. It would have been funny if you're like, bro, you're glazing right now. but
that would have been hilarious.
But really, you're just like,
chill.
Yeah, you're just like, bro, whoa. But no, I mean, no glaze there. That shit's tight. Telling people you rock with them and appreciate them's tight. Yeah. But the term glazing is funny though.
Yeah, I think there might be like an insincere thing to glazing, that you're just you're just kind of fluffing me up. I don't know yeah. Word, dude. Well, okay, I think we've kind of come to a logical conclusion. I always ask, like what your first concert was, and you kind of mentioned this before, that like some of your favorite concerts were like house and techno concerts, and don't feel like you have to necessarily say that, but like, what was a concert that you went to that was kind of a game changer for you, that's just really impactful, you walked away like, wow, that was amazing?
Zoo at Burning Man. It was the craziest thing I've ever fucking seen, for sure.
Like ZHU.
Yeah.
Zoo. He's sick.
Yeah. That was like the first time I heard Desert Woman, and Obviously, you know, there was like a dust storm, you couldn't see anything, and then pyro goes off and there's 20,000 people around you, and it was like just this grand scheme of like, you know, oh shit, this is like the craziest party I've ever been to. And the music was really good on top of it, and I had all my friends and family there. And
at Burning Man?
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. Yeah, I was fortunate enough to go 4 or 5 years, you know.
Sick.
Yeah, my brother-in-law Josh like lugged me around. I had no fucking money, and he took me out there. I went out there one year with like $72, and all I bought was, you know, a carton of fucking cigarettes. And
sick.
You know,
respect that.
Sick move, pretty tight.
Move, yeah.
But yeah, yeah, my whole family went for like years. Not like my mom and dad, but you know, my sister and brother-in-law and all my, you know, really close homies like from the city of, you know, of Detroit. And yeah, went with my little brother one year too, so that was super cool to see him there. But yeah,
dude,
zoo at Burning Man was wild.
That's sick.
Mm-hmm.
You're like inhaling dust and cigarettes at the same time. There's like a level of respect that I just.
It's the manliest I think I've ever been, but I'm also wearing like, you know, a onesie and, you know, Band-Aids on my nipples and shit. So, you know, balance it out a little bit.
Get that chafing going?
Dude, you chafe so hard out there. It's fucking crazy.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah.
That's salt.
Yeah, big chafe.
Big chafe, yeah.
Big chafe out there. But yeah, that was still looking to top that one. I don't know if I will, because I was, you know, so young too. And
I don't think you have to top it, you know? Like, I think Burning Man is a very special place, and especially at a younger age too, or however old you were, it's like that's pretty impressionable right there.
Yeah.
So
very dope.
That sounds sick. I've still wanted to go to Burning Man. I see too many posts online that are like, Burning Man is just a rich kid's playground now, and I'm just like, yeah, fucking, it still sounds sick.
Yeah.
I mean,
so is everything.
Yeah.
Rich people run the world, dude. It's our lives are their fucking playground. Like you can go out there, and now it's expensive. I'm not saying there's not crazy entry level barriers to going to Burning Man. Like I said, I went there broke as fuck, and somebody took care of me, you know, that had enough money to support me while I was there.
And they're like, here's some water and food. You're like, dude.
Yeah, for real, you know, cooking every day and all that. But I think that's kind of like another thing of seeing opinions online. Like, if you want to go there, just go there. And I think you can go out there and meet thousands of people that aren't like that, you know. Now, do a lot of people go there that have a fuck ton of money? Absolutely. You know what I mean? There's tech giants there and shit, but you don't got to hang out with Mark Zuckerberg at the burn, dog. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that, yeah.
Sweet baby Rays.
You don't even have to salt your meat there. He's cooking the meats. You don't even have to salt them, dude.
Sweet baby Rays.
Yeah, dude. That video cooking these meats is so funny.
That's fucking hilarious, dude. What a robot.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to go to Burning Man at some point, but not to open up a whole can of worms about like talking about Burning Man.
Yeah.
I know we could.
Yeah. That's, you know, that probably people would be like, fuck Burning Man, or, you know, whatever.
It's like, all right, guys, end this shit.
Yeah.
Come on.
Please, dude.
Yeah.
They have to pee, but they can just hit pause, so they're fine.
Yeah. They can pee while listening, dude.
That's true.
Good for you.
Good for them.
Any shout outs to any specific people that you just want to, like, you know, give them a shout out?
I would say shout out to my wife Kanoy, my brother Dale, my parents in general, all of my homies. Thank you, Brian, for letting me stay here tonight. And shout out to anybody who listens to my music. I really appreciate you. Can't do it without you. Thank you so much.
And your sister. I don't know if you said that, but just throwing it in there.
Yeah, sorry. Lindsay, Josh, everybody.
Where can people find your music?
Anywhere. Spotify, Apple Music. I'm trying to think of the other ones, like the off the beaten path ones. Amazon Music, if you want to.
Never done that, but yeah.
Bezos style. Yeah, it's on there. Not a lot on YouTube, SoundCloud, obviously. Last shout out my manager, Darian.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, if you made it this far, Well, first of all, let me just say thank you for coming through, man.
Thank you for having me, dude. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening, and yeah, we'll catch you next time.
See you.
Peace. Yo, what's up, guys? This is your host, Jerry. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed the episode, don't forget to like and subscribe. If there's someone you'd like to see on the show, leave a comment below. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, we'd appreciate it if you leave a review and hit that 5-star rating. Thank you for your support, and we'll catch you on the next one.